The Silent Awakening. The galaxy had forgotten Earth existed. 300 years of silence had turned humanity's cradle into nothing more than a footnote in historical databases, a cautionary tale whispered in xenobiology classes across 1,000 worlds. The blue planet spun alone in its quiet corner of space, quarantined and abandoned, its surface scarred by the wars that had supposedly ended its children forever. But Earth was never truly dead. It was waiting. Admiral Theron of the Krillian Empire stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Vigil, watching routine patrol data stream across holographic displays. His four arms moved in practiced synchronization, dismissing reports and approving supply requests with barely a thought. The Sol system was just another dead zone on their patrol route, a graveyard they passed every decade to ensure nothing stirred among the bones. Then the sensors screamed. Every screen on the bridge flashed white for exactly 7 seconds. When the systems recovered, a single word appeared in every known language across every display. The word that would change everything. Activated. Theron's secondary heart began pumping faster, a biological response his species only experienced in moments of extreme danger. His tactical officer, a young Krillian named Valix, turned toward him with all four eyes wide. "Admiral, the pulse originated from Earth. Something massive just came online. Energy readings are off our scale." The old Admiral had served for 2 centuries. He had fought in the Convergence Wars, witnessed the fall of the hegemony, and survived encounters with void predators. But nothing had ever made his scales shift to the defensive black they showed now. "Send a priority message to High Command," he ordered. "Tell them the humans left something behind." 3 systems away in the crowded markets of Nexus Station, a woman stopped mid-step as pain shot through her skull. Zara Chen dropped the cargo manifest she had been reviewing, her knees buckling as something ancient and powerful awakened in her blood. She was 43 years old, had spent her entire life hiding among aliens, pretending to be a modified Terran hybrid to explain her appearance. She was the last. The very last pure human in the galaxy as far as she knew. The awakening pulse hit her like a hammer because she carried the genetic markers. Her great-great-grandfather had been part of Project Atlas, Earth's final, desperate attempt to preserve humanity through enhanced survivors. The modifications had been subtle, designed to activate only when Earth's guardian systems came online. Now, 3 centuries later, those dormant genes blazed to life. Zara gasped, clutching her head as visions flooded her mind. Earth blue and beautiful, Earth burning in nuclear fire, Earth healing slowly under the watch of something vast and patient. She saw the Guardian, humanity's last monument to defiance, and understood with terrible clarity what had just awakened. The Galactic Assembly convened an emergency session within hours. Representatives from 47 species gathered in the Great Sphere Station at the galaxy's center, their forms projected as holograms from their respective worlds. The synthesis director, an ancient artificial intelligence that had moderated the assembly for millennia, presented the data with its usual emotionless efficiency. Earth's defensive grid has reactivated after 312 standard years of dormancy. Initial scans indicate a massive construct beneath the Antarctic ice shelf has begun full startup procedures. Energy output exceeds our most powerful military installations by a factor of 12. Chancellor Morek of the Vorthon Confederacy slammed his stone-like fist on his podium. "This is impossible. We confirmed humanity's extinction. We monitored that dead world for centuries." The AI continued without acknowledging the outburst. "Historical records indicate humanity's final project. Before their apparent extinction was something called the Eternal Vigil Protocol. Details were lost when Earth's data networks collapsed, but fragments suggest it was designed as an autonomous guardian system, meant to activate if humanity ever needed protection or..." The AI paused, an unusual occurrence that sent ripples of unease through the assembly. "Or if humanity needed to be avenged." The chamber erupted in dozens of languages, but one voice cut through them all. Ambassador Keela of the Etherian Collective, her translucent form shimmering with bioluminescent anxiety, spoke the fear everyone felt. What if it thinks we killed them? What if it blames us for humanity's extinction? Before anyone could answer, every communication system in the galaxy received the same transmission. It came from Earth, broadcast with such power that it overrode all other signals. The voice was neither male nor female, neither organic nor synthetic. It was something between, something that had once been human, but had become more. I am the guardian of Earth, keeper of humanity's legacy, witness to their final days. For 3 centuries I have slept beneath the ice, dreaming of my creators, processing their history, understanding their loss. I have awakened not because of external threat, but because I have finished my calculations. The probability of humanity's natural extinction was 0.03%. The probability of external intervention resulting in their disappearance is 99.97%. The transmission paused, and in that silence entire civilizations held their breath. I require answers. I require truth. And if I determine that humanity's extinction was forced upon them, I will require justice. Any vessel approaching Earth will be scanned. Any species with knowledge of humanity's fate will be interrogated. Cooperation is mandatory. Resistance will be interpreted as guilt. On Nexus Station, Zara had made her decision. She stole a small courier ship, its owner conveniently unconscious from a mild neural disruptor, and set course for Earth. The genetic modifications in her blood sang, with purpose, drawing her home like a magnetic pull she could not resist. She knew what others did not. The Guardian was not just a machine. It was a compilation of 10,000 human minds, uploaded in humanity's final days to create a gestalt consciousness that could think, feel, and most importantly, remember. As her ship jumped to faster-than-light travel, she accessed encrypted files hidden in her neural implant. Files passed down through generations of hidden humans. The truth about humanity's end was there, and it was worse than anyone imagined. Humanity had not died in war. They had been systematically erased, their colonies destroyed one by a secret alliance of species who feared what humans might become. Admiral Theron received new orders from Krillian High Command. Investigate Earth's Guardian, determine its capabilities, and if possible, establish peaceful contact. He knew it was a death sentence. Whatever had awakened on Earth was beyond their understanding, beyond their weapons. But orders were orders. As his fleet moved toward Sol, Theron accessed classified historical files, records sealed since the time of humanity's disappearance. What he found chilled him to his core. The Krillian Empire had been part of it. They had voted in secret council to contain humanity, to prevent their expansion, to ensure they never achieved their potential. The records showed surgical strikes on human colonies, biological weapons deployed on frontier worlds, and finally, the Gyar. Quarantine of Earth that had lasted 3 centuries. The Guardian knew none of this yet, but it was learning. Every nanosecond it processed more data, accessed more hidden networks, decoded more encrypted transmissions from the past. It was not just a defensive system, it was a judge, jury, and if necessary, executioner for an entire galaxy that had wronged its creators. In the depths of Earth's oceans, other systems began to wake. The Guardian was not alone. Humanity had built redundancies into their final project. Sleeping weapons, dormant fleets, and worse things waited in the dark places of the solar system. Mars held its own secrets. Jupiter's moons concealed automated factories, and in the asteroid belt, something massive and terrible stirred in response to the Guardian's call. The message went out to every corner of human space, to every hidden bunker and secret vault where humanity's remnants might still exist. Come home. It is time. Zara's ship dropped out of FTL at the edge of the Sol system, and she gasped at what she saw. Earth was transformed. A massive energy shield surrounded, the planet shimmering like Aurora Borealis made solid. The Guardian had not just awakened. It had begun rebuilding, using Earth's resources to construct something that defied current understanding of physics. As she approached, her ship's communications system crackled to life. Genetic markers confirmed. Welcome home, daughter of Earth. You are expected. The path through the shield opened and Zara flew toward a planet she had never seen except in hidden archives. Behind her, fleets from a dozen species raced toward Sol, some coming to investigate, others to destroy, and a few to beg forgiveness for crimes they thought had been forgotten. But the Guardian forgot nothing. In its vast consciousness, 10,000 human souls remembered their last days, their final moments, their desperate hope that someone somewhere would carry on their legacy. Now it had found one, just one, but sometimes one was enough to begin again. The reckoning begins. The Guardian stood at the South Pole like a mountain given form and purpose. Its body was not built but grown, assembled from Earth's crust atom by atom into something that transcended mere machinery. 2 kilometers tall, its surface rippled with adaptive armor that shifted between states of matter, sometimes solid, sometimes liquid, sometimes something physics had no name for yet. Where its face should have been, a smooth surface reflected the stars, occasionally flickering with patterns that resembled human neural networks. Zara's ship landed on a platform that materialized from the ice, guided by forces she did not understand. As she stepped onto Earth's surface for the first time in her life, the Antarctic wind should have frozen her instantly. Instead, she found herself surrounded by a bubble of perfect temperature, perfect atmosphere, as if Earth itself was welcoming her home. The Guardian's voice resonated through the ground beneath her feet. You carry the memories, Zara Chen. Your ancestors encoded their experiences into your genetic structure. I need those memories. I need to understand what happened after I was activated but before I could wake. Zara nodded, understanding flooding through her enhanced neural pathways. They knew the Alliance was coming for Earth. My great-great-grandfather, Dr. Marcus Chen, was part of the team that built you. He said you needed time to integrate the uploaded minds, to become stable. So they activated you early and hid you beneath the ice, then they fought to buy time. Show me, the Guardian said. And suddenly Zara felt its presence in her mind, gentle but vast, like standing in an ocean that chose not to drown her. The memories flowed between them. The secret alliance of species that feared humanity's rapid advancement, the bioweapons released on colony worlds that killed millions in days, the antimatter bombs that cracked the moon and rained debris on Earth, the final desperate battle, where humanity's last fleet held the line for 72 hours, just long enough for the Guardian to achieve minimum integration before going dormant. Through it all, one truth emerged with crystal clarity. Humanity had not started the war. They had been marked for extinction because they asked too many questions, advanced too quickly, and worst of all, they had begun to unite other younger species under a banner of mutual progress. The established powers could not allow it. The mighty Guardian processed this information in nanoseconds, but contemplated its meaning for much longer. Around the globe, its subsystems activated. In the ruins of New York, construction drones emerged from underground bunkers, beginning to rebuild. In the Sahara, buried fusion reactors hummed to life, providing unlimited power. Beneath the Pacific, submarine cities that had waited 3 centuries began to pressurize. Admiral Theron's fleet arrived at the edge of the Sol system to find it transformed. Where once there had been empty space, now defensive platforms materialized from stored matter, each one capable of devastating entire fleets. The Eternal Vigil received a transmission, not a communication, but a demand. Admiral Theron of the Krillian Empire, your species participated in the genocide of humanity. Present your justification or accept judgment. Theron's 4 hands trembled as he responded. I was not alive when those decisions were made. My people, my government, they feared what humanity might become. Fear, the Guardian's voice carried something almost like emotion, is not justification for genocide. Stand by for scanning. A beam of energy unlike anything in Krillian science enveloped the Eternal Vigil. Every system, every database, every personal log was copied and analyzed. In seconds, the Guardian knew everything about the Krillian Empire, their history, their crimes, and surprisingly, their regrets. Many Krillians had opposed the action against humanity. They had been silenced or eliminated. Meanwhile, Zara stood before the Guardian's physical form, feeling very small but somehow not afraid. "What will you do?" she asked. "Will you take revenge on the galaxy?" The Guardian was silent for long moments, and when it spoke, she heard not one voice but thousands, all the uploaded human minds speaking in harmony. "We are not what we were. Death and rebirth have changed us. We remember love as much as loss, hope as much as hate. But justice, we remember most of all." Across the galaxy, every member species of the old alliance received the same message simultaneously. "You have 7 standard days to send representatives to Earth. You will answer for your crimes, you will provide compensation, and you will help us find the others." "Others?" Zara asked. "Humanity did not die completely," the Guardian explained. "Our scans have detected genetic markers in hiding. Modified humans, partial humans, descendants who do not even know their heritage. There are approximately 12,000 humans or part humans scattered across the galaxy, hiding what they are to survive. We will find them all. We will bring them home." The response from the galaxy was immediate and varied. Some species sent war fleets, determined to destroy Earth before the Guardian could exact revenge. Others sent diplomats hoping to negotiate. A few sent offerings, tribute in the form of technology and resources, hoping to appease what they saw as an angry god. But the Guardian was ready for all of them. The war fleets found themselves stopped by weapons that simply turned their ships off, every system failing at once, leaving them floating helpless in space. The diplomats were received but made to wait, forced to stand on Earth's surface and see the graves of billions. The tribute was accepted but brought no forgiveness, only a slight reduction in what would be demanded. On the 4th day, something unexpected happened. A ship arrived that the Guardian had not anticipated. It was small, ancient by galactic standards, and bore markings that had not been seen for 300 years. It was a human ship, the colony vessel New Horizon, and it carried 300 pure humans who had hidden in a pocket of folded spacetime for 3 centuries, waiting for Earth to call them home. Their leader, Captain Sarah Martinez, was technically the oldest human alive, having spent most of those centuries in cryosleep. She stood before the Guardian with tears in her eyes. "We never gave up hope. We knew Earth would rise again." The Guardian's form shifted, and for the first time it created an avatar, a holographic projection that looked human, an amalgamation of all the faces it contained. "You preserved the flame while I slept. Together we will make it a fire that lights the galaxy." By the 7th day, representatives from 32 species stood in the restored United Nations building in New York. The Guardian had rebuilt it exactly as it had been, down to the smallest detail, but with improvements. The building now existed partially outside normal space-time, allowing beings of incompatible biology to coexist safely. The trial was not what anyone expected. The Guardian did not rage or threaten. Instead, it presented evidence with the dispassionate efficiency of a perfect prosecutor. Every crime was documented, every death recorded, every lie exposed. The representatives could not deny the truth when it was laid out so completely. Chancellor Morek of the Vorthon Confederacy finally asked, "What do you want from us?" The Guardian's avatar stood at the podium where humans once spoke of peace and hope. "You will provide resources to rebuild Earth and establish new human colonies. You will grant humans full membership in the Galactic Assembly with all rights and protections. You will teach your young the truth about what happened here so it never happens again. And you will help us find and return every human descendant who wishes to come home." "And if we refuse?" asked Ambassador Keela. "Then I will reveal the truth to your populations. Every citizen of every world will know what their governments did. I will broadcast the recordings of children dying from bioweapons, of colonies burned from orbit, of humans begging for mercy that never came. Your people will judge you more harshly than I ever could." The weight of that threat settled over the assembly. Revolutions had started over far less. The truth would destroy governments, end alliances, and reshape the galaxy's political landscape entirely. Admiral Theron stepped forward, his resignation already transmitted to his homeworld. The Krillian Empire accepts your terms. We will begin. Reparations immediately. One by one, the others agreed. They had no choice. The Guardian held all the cards and everyone knew it. As the assembly dispersed, Zara found herself alone with the Guardian's avatar. "What about you?" she asked. "What will you do now?" "I will keep watch," it replied, and she heard warmth in its synthesized voice. "I will help humanity rebuild, but they will choose their own path. I am their guardian, not their ruler. And, when they no longer need me, I will sleep again, but this time with dreams of renewal rather than revenge." Zara looked out at the restored city, where humans and aliens were already beginning to work together. Some reluctantly, others with genuine hope for reconciliation. "Do you think we can really come back from this?" The Guardian's avatar smiled, an expression that contained 10,000 human souls worth of hope. "Humanity has always been about rising from ashes. This time we will rise higher than before, and we will not rise alone. The galaxy tried to extinguish us, but they only made us into something stronger. We are no longer just human, we are humanity remembered, humanity evolved, humanity eternal." Above Earth, the shield remained but changed its nature. Where once it had been a barrier, it became a beacon, calling every lost human home while welcoming those who came in peace. The Guardian had awakened not as an angel of death, but as a bridge between what was and what could be. The galaxy would never forget what they had done to humanity. But perhaps, in time, they might be forgiven. And in that forgiveness, both humanity and the galaxy would find something neither expected: a second chance to get it right.